Woodward Sports Network. Let's go!
And good morning to you. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us. I slept like an absolute baby last night. It was such a good basketball night, man. Dame Lillard doing his thing. LeBron leaving the court early, and it was just magical. But we'll get into that conversation. Also got Justin Rodgers going to be joining us today. Plus, there's an article out about the top quarterbacks in the league, and they don't have Jared Goff ranked last. We're going to talk about that article coming up today.
He's 31 on the list. Spoiler alert.
Close enough. But no, we'll talk about that. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Stick. To my right this morning.
I had a horrible night.
Uh-oh.
Damn you, Lakers. My name is Corey.
And to my left,
It's Joey, and I had a good night. I love how we all say how you had a good night because we were up till 1 in the morning.
well, actually, I got to go to bed quite early because it was a 30-point blowout. But yeah,
Screw that game. We got to get into the other one later.
we have Alex and Adam in the producer land. We have Fish over there. Mikey TikTok is on all of our social media, and Adam is here, ready to do his bets. So Corey and I were talking before the show which game we were going to start out with. I mean, I don't know. I want to start out with LeBron because it's such a great story, but I also want to start out with people who actually were there for their team last night. So I kind of want to talk about Dame Lillard.
I mean, that was the better game, let's be honest.
Okay, then let's start out talking about Dame
Let's
Lillard.
be
Can we do that?
honest
Let's start
here.
off on a good note. Dame Lillard absolutely went nuts last night, albeit in a loss. And that's the tough part for him to accept, but damn, that was some fun basketball to watch last night, especially when the other snooze fest was going on, down by 30. Watching that game last night, you just see that Dame Lillard is next level. Adam and I have this conversation about what is a number one and what it means, and a week ago or so, Adam was saying that Dame is not a number one. I think he's borderline. If not, he's the guy that can lead your team to the promised land. My only issue with Dame Lillard is this comes in spurts. This isn't a consistent thing for him. But last night's game, even though they lost, how fun was it to watch Dame Lillard? Let's look at the highlights first. This is him taking it to the first overtime with a three-pointer. Just a step back. Nice little shot. And then they played a whole overtime. And in the second overtime, Dame Lillard, once again, step back three-pointer to get him to double overtime. Look at this.
I didn't think he had that one.
In the face!
I did not think he had that one. It's just like, this guy is so good.
And then Dame finally missed in double overtime. And look at Austin Rivers right here. Look at him.
Thank you, God.
Thank you. Thank you. Like, that's when you know you're good, if your opponent's praying to the basketball gods because you missed a shot.
I mean, Dame Lillard, we guys just said you was having a conversation about whether Dame Lillard's a number one or not. Dame Lillard is a number one. The problem is Dame Lillard is a point guard. Every point guard that is a number one, they've always had a dominant wing man or dominant big man when they've gone and won championships. Steph Curry, he's a number one, but he had Klay Thompson. Not knocking him for having Klay Thompson, but I'm saying when you're a point guard, you can only go so far. Isaiah Thomas had Joe Dumars and the Bill Lambiers of the world. Chauncey Billups, I don't even know if you call Chauncey Billups a number one, but Chauncey Billups a Finals MVP because he had dominant, wingmans and players around him. All of those point guards that were great and have gone to the ship, they've always had a dominant guy. Dame does not have a dominant guy. C.J. McCollum, 3 for 18 shooting. What can you do with that? C.J. McCollum, in the past few playoffs, whether it's by injury or just not showing up, he does not show up. He did not show up in the playoffs, and he barks the most on social media. So I can see right now this series is kind of going the way that I thought it was. I said that Portland was going to win the first game, but I felt that the Nuggets were going to win in 6. As great as Dame is, he had a great performance as a player. The Nuggets had a better team performance. I said that Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. were not going to have – you're not going to get both of them off again on the same night like that. That was an aberration. Joker had 38, 11, and 9. MPJ had 26 and 12. Not much you can do with that. So I think they're going to go ahead and I think Portland's going to break up that backcourt this offseason. They have to. They've gone as after they go ahead and take this next L, we've seen as far as they can go with that backcourt. They're either gonna, I think they would try to move CJ first because Dame is still, I believe, a franchise player, but I wouldn't be against trading Dame because if you can get a lion's share for him, you can get a nice haul for him, go ahead and move Dame. But the bottom line is Portland, that backcourt of Dame and CJ, it's ran its course.
And when you look at the end of that game, too, like obviously CJ is a guy that you can rely on. He hits that three at the end, brings it within one. But then you see in overtimes the mistakes that were made when Dame just gives up the ball. CJ McCollum, you see his foot out of bounds, like a rookie mistake right there. That does not happen. Then he passes the ball up to Covington. The dude tries to do the nicest dunk in the world, just score the bucket. Misses that dunk. And it's just, when you compare point guards, I feel like in today's NBA, it's just way different. I mean, we were talking before the show about like a Jason Kidd style. Like that is a point guard that more so facilitates the game, whereas these point guards these days are just out there balling out and leading the team and being the scorers.
Yeah. That's the game, though, man. The game's wide open to where you can just pull up and shoot anytime. Like back in the Larry Brown days, if you pulled up and shot a three-pointer without trying to run through the offense and getting everybody on the team a touch, your ass was on the bench.
Yeah.
Now it's if you get past the logo, everyone's like, oh, they made it past the logo without shooting. Good job. This is a good possession.
It's even turning into that in the WNBA.
Yeah.
That they're starting to do the logo shots.
Corey, you brought it up. If they got to break up this backcourt, obviously the most value they're going to get for Dame, could you see him going to the Lakers or something like that?
I don't know who. First off, I don't see Portland helping the Lakers out.
Okay.
Not at all. I mean, like, I know first off, I know the Pelicans helped out the Lakers by giving them AD, but that was also David Griffin was there. He's the GM, and that's LeBron's former GM, so he probably threw him a bone or whatever, and it made the trade made the most sense. But I don't see them moving Dame over to the Lakers. I mean, CJ maybe that would probably help them out, but I don't know where Dame could possibly go that would make the most sense, trade wise. I don't know who the Lakers would trade. They're in a weird situation. They'll probably end up sending Dame somewhere east. That's what I can honestly see.
I know a place in Detroit that would love a Dame time. If you didn't hear what Dame said after the game, these were his comments, and this is what you want to see out of your leader after a game.
Tough loss, man. It's do or die now, so we got to win both of the next two games if we want our season to continue. As simple as that.
But after what you gave, just personally,
it don't matter. We lost the game, so at this point, all that matters is we can't lose another game in this series. So we go out there, we play to win the game, and we came up short. So we going back home. It's a must-win, or else our season's over. And then we got to come back here and win on their floor again. So that's what it is.
I love that mentality, though. Like, listen, even though I had, like, a game that everybody in the world is going to talk about, doesn't matter. We lost. And that's what you want to see out of your superstars. So, Dame Lillard, great game last night. Obviously, you guys took the L. They're down 3-2 in the series, and we'll find out tomorrow night if they can close it out or if Portland can force a Game 7, which you put Dame Lillard in a Game 7, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but this is over. No, I don't think the Nuggets are playing around with them. The quote from Dame is really nice, but they still lost.
Yeah.
And bottom line is that they're gonna have to figure again. It just goes back to what I just said earlier. They're gonna have to figure something out with that backcourt because as a team, they just do not have enough. So they're gonna have to. I really probably think the move that's going to make the most sense for them is moving Dame so they can just go ahead and blow up their whole team and start over because Dame is about to be 31, and that's not really old, but at the same time, it's that I could see a team that's like trying to contend over the next 2 or 3 years, maybe selling out and getting a Dame Lillard, but it's going to be weird to see how this trade market goes for him because he's in that weird spot of he's a number one, but he has to go to a team that makes sense because sending him somewhere where he doesn't even have a dominant no other wingman or a dominant big man, it makes no sense.
Well, let's talk about the greatest number 2 of all times, LeBron James. Last night was a typical LeBron James performance. When the going gets tough, LeBron gets to walking and quitting on his team. To me, it was poetry in motion last night. Like, this is what I've been seeing with LeBron his entire career, and to see it come to life in real time, to show that, hey, he doesn't give a shit about his team. He doesn't give a shit about anybody but LeBron James. And when he's down by 30, he's not going to be there for his squad. He's not going to try to put them on their back. He's not going to carry them to the next level. He's going to go to the locker room. And that's what LeBron did last night. And to me, it was perfect. Like, it's what LeBron is. He's a quitter. When things get tough and LeBron isn't getting his way, he just quits and throws people under the bus. And that's what happened last night. He was down by 30. He knew he didn't have enough to get his team back in it. Anthony Davis clearly is the cog in the system that made the Lakers work. I mean, we want to call the Heat a bubble team. Lakers may have been a bubble team.
I don't think the Lakers were a bubble team. I think that great players need other great players to win. It's been proven throughout time. The problem is that LeBron James went out there last night with the Detroit Pistons. I mean, he had Andre Drummond, Markieff Morris, and KCP out there, and they played like the 2017-18 Pistons. But LeBron, it was just a really bad performance from him. Another one in a row. They at one point they went on a 17-1 run. The Suns in the second quarter. It was a 30-point blowout by half. And the problem with LeBron James is, we got to get this in the right context, is that LeBron, when his teams are down, he plays down to where their level is at. So if they're like last night, they were getting blown out by 30, he becomes very passive aggressive. You look at his stat line, he finished with a great stat line, 24-7 and 5 on 47% shooting, but that's it. You got to look at the context of it. He was 3 for 10 in the first half. Went goose egg in the second quarter. Goose egg. You can't go goose egg. The Lakers as a whole team scored 10 points. The starters combined for 1 point. The starting 5 combined for 1 point in the second quarter. So he does not get a pass, but his whole teammates, they don't get a pass too. It was a total abomination of an effort by the Lakers. And the one thing that I don't like about LeBron James is more so the argument. When Steph Curry was in the finals and they lost to the the Cavaliers in that second in their second matchup, Steph Curry did not get a pass for being injured. He didn't get a pass. Now people are trying to give LeBron James a pass for being injured. No, if you're injured, don't play.
Right.
If you're so injured that you can't play, don't play. Don't be like Anthony Davis. I can't make it on the court. But LeBron James is on the court. If he's on the court, if you're on the court, you got to take the L.
Did you hear what Charles Barkley called Anthony Davis last night? He gave him a new nickname, called him Street Clothes. Anthony Street Clothes Davis, because that's all he ever sees him in. I was like, oh my God, Charles Barkley doesn't care right now.
I mean, Charles Barkley can say whatever the heck he wants.
Right.
It's just a bad performance. And LeBron James is supposed to be the leader of the Lakers. He's supposed to be the leader of the team. And I've said it the other day, your teammates are going to follow the leader. And if the leader is playing below expectations, then everybody else is going to follow suit.
LeBron is only a leader when he feels like everything is in his perfect for him. Because we've seen him in situations where he doesn't feel his team is good, and he's not a leader. He throws everybody under the bus and tries to clear house to get his guys in instead of making the people around him better. And that's always been my complaint about LeBron. He has never made people better. In fact, there's more instances of good players going to play with LeBron and becoming worse, like a Chris Bosh and a Kevin Love, than LeBron elevating
because they had to sacrifice their game.
Right.
They had to sacrifice aspects of their game, and we got to get that narrative of LeBron James making his teammates better out the window. It's a false narrative. It's not necessarily true. You had Chris Bosh, who was a 25-12 guy before he even went to the Miami Heat. Then he became a 17-10 sometimes guy. Same thing with Kevin Love, 25-12 guy. Then became whatever he decided to put up. It was a bad team effort, but again, the leader has to take the blame for it. Every other sport, not even say every other sport, let's just stick with the NBA. Every other team, the leader always has to take the blame for when things go wrong. Dame Lillard takes it on the chin. Steph Curry takes it on the chin. Giannis takes it on the chin. KD takes it on the chin. LeBron James, when it comes to LeBron James, his fan base and the media, they like to spread it out against everybody else. Nope, everybody else, for some reason, I can't even formulate my thought because it's like I'm trying to keep up with the excuses.
It's impossible.
I'm
trying to keep up
you're
with the
getting
excuses.
called out right now, Joey.
For what?
Everybody's calling you out in the chat right now because
what?
they're like, it's like Debo. When LeBron James does good, Joey talks. When he does it bad, Joey's quiet.
Go back to what I said yesterday. I said if Anthony Davis does not play, Lakers automatic loss. And I know that because you look at Anthony Davis, when this dude is healthy, I just saw someone comment this, the guy's unstoppable.
Yeah.
34 points back-to-back earlier in the series, both wins.
Right.
But when you got LeBron James by himself, the dude just wants to be out there as a facilitator. I even said it the other day. I wish LeBron James stopped playing basketball to protect his legacy. And now that we see Grandpa James out there playing, the dude's just washed up now.
But earlier in this process, when I said that Anthony Davis was more important than LeBron James, both y'all attacked.
Yeah, I'm not
both
saying
y'all attacked.
he's not more important, but everybody needs Batman needs that Robin.
I didn't.
He'll always need that other player.
No, Anthony Davis is. I didn't attack you for saying he's more important than LeBron James. I said they're equally as important because if LeBron James is out and Anthony Davis was playing, I don't think Anthony Davis can lead this team anywhere. So I think, like I said,
I don't think they're losing by 30 with AD.
They're losing.
They're losing.
It don't matter how much you lose.
I don't think AD's leaving the court in the fourth quarter.
He won't. That's the LeBron James thing.
Right.
I mean, here's the thing. Both of those guys are the perfect complement of each other because you take both of them need each other because one does things that the other cannot do. LeBron James cannot. He's at this stage of the game. He cannot consistently be as aggressive and hit and play the way that AD plays. And AD does not have the court vision, IQ, know how to run the offense the way LeBron James does. So I think they need each other. But to the point, it's just that it's debatable to say whether they would have gotten popped by 30 or not because I've seen Anthony Davis teams on the Pelicans and they either don't make the playoffs or they got popped in the playoffs. So it's you can argue kind of like both sides of it, but the bottom line is just that LeBron James did not play well. He needs AD, and I think this series is. I still think this is possibly a 7-game series, but even if it's a 7-game series, I'm still going to give the edge to the Suns right now.
Yeah, the way LeBron left that game last night, and the way he was sounding in his post-game press conference, it's like he's checked out, man.
And that's the one thing.
Tapped out.
And that's the one thing that is my biggest knock on LeBron James. Not all of the other stuff. It's when you put him in a conversation with a Kobe Bryant or a Michael Jordan. Yes, Kobe Bryant lost. Yes, Michael Jordan lost. They've taken L's. The thing is, when they lost, they made you feel like the world was over.
Right.
Like there is no losing is unacceptable. I won't tolerate losing. This is not gonna fly on my turf. With LeBron James, it's always just like it comes off like I don't care or
LeBron James is becoming the poor man's Ben Simmons. Yeah, that's the thing. He's aloof about it, and like that, I think we all agree he doesn't have that killer instinct. He doesn't have that quote-unquote Mamba mentality. And as much as we went back and forth yesterday about Russell Westbrook, if LeBron played with the fury and the passion of a Russell Westbrook, LeBron could average 50 points a game, 20 rebounds, and 10 assists.
And he used to be around not all those numbers, but that's the LeBron James that I miss seeing. I mean, you look at the stat line yesterday, 24 points for LeBron James, but 6 of them are three-pointers. That's 18 points there, so there's only 6 points from him driving in the lane, and that's just not the LeBron James. That's the leader.
Well, here's the thing. LeBron is in year 18, and I'm not giving an excuse. I'm just about to draw a context. LeBron cannot play like that anymore. Kobe could not play like that anymore. Jordan couldn't play like that anymore. As you get older, your athleticism fades. So you're going to have to alter your game to be able to be more consistent, mid-range, pull-up, working on that. Jordan and Kobe added that turnaround jumper when their athleticism began to phase. LeBron does not have that go-to move that he can go to consistently to be effective. So what we're seeing right now is LeBron is, if you look at his numbers, he's not shooting that bad lately from the field goal and from 3-point, but it's just, if you're watching the whole game, it's the context. He doesn't do it all the time. He doesn't put the whole complete game together.
Right. Can you show that footage one more time, Alex, of LeBron walking off the court? Because this was...
What, 5 minutes left in the game?
This is just a magical moment, man. I mean, people give the bad boys shit for what they did to the Bulls back in the day. Look at this. 5 minutes left in the game. Your team's still playing. Chris Paul's injured at this point, too, and he's still on the bench trying to help his team, coach him up, and just be a good team player. But I don't know, man. When the going gets tough, LeBron gets going, and that's exactly what happened last night. I've thought this way about LeBron for many years. I've had this battle with people like LeBron cannot handle adversity. He can't, and that's what he does. His decision is to up and run. That's why he couldn't handle adversity in Cleveland by building a championship team there. What did he do? He ran. And then
went and built.
Once Miami experiment was over, what did he do? He went back to Cleveland. And once that was over, what did he do? He went to L.A. Like, the guy, he doesn't have it in him to stay somewhere, build something, and be the man. He's always got to go pluck from other teams, try to put together super teams, make it perfect for LeBron James, and then he'll play ball.
The whole super team building narrative, I don't really care about that anymore because there have always been, just like I said, outside of 2 teams, 04 Pistons and Mavs, 11 Mavs, all championship teams have had great players. The only difference now with how LeBron did it and how like a KD has done it and now more players are doing is that now the players are choosing their own narratives. Now the players are choosing to put the teams together. Before, it was just the GMs just deciding like, oh, we're going to put the teams together. We're going to build this super team. Now it's the players building the super teams. That's really the only difference. The players are taking their control. So I don't knock LeBron James for going ahead and forming super teams. I knock LeBron James for going and forming super teams and not getting the job done. Because if you're going to go and do that, you got to deliver. You can't, you go, you know what? The NBA is a job. The NBA is a job. So you know what? You want to leave? Shoot, if I have the opportunity to leave Cleveland and go to Miami and play in South Beach with my boys and get money tax-free and play for championships, why the hell would I stay in Cleveland? The NBA is an organization.
You stay there because you can prove that you can build a champion, that you can put a winner around you.
That's an old narrative. That narrative is getting kind of outdated.
Not really, because look at Giannis. He's staying put, trying to build something where he is. You're seeing like a Ja Morant's probably going to re-sign with Memphis, trying to build a champion where he is. He's not running around the league trying to join forces with his boys.
But hey, control your own narrative, because here's the thing, and we've seen this time and time again. The moment these teams don't want to move on from you, the moment they want to be done with you, they'll trade your ass.
Yeah, that's fine.
And that's the thing. So I'm cool with LeBron James or Kevin Durant exercising their right as a free agent to go to another job. Like, hey, you know what? Yeah. I like this place a little bit better than my last place. I'm gonna go here. Why? I would leave Cleveland and go to Miami and play with my boys. But
if you want to be in the conversation and you want to say these shoulders are built to handle weight, and I want to be the next Jordan, and I want to be built like Kobe. If you want those legacies, you got to look at what those men did to get those legacies, and what they didn't do was run. That's one thing that LeBron has consistently done through his entire career is run. He'll never be on that level.
Well, let's be real about Kobe Bryant. I'm a Kobe Bryant fanatic, but let's be real. Kobe Bryant tried to leave the Lakers because they were not doing the same thing. They were not putting enough players around him to win. Kobe Bryant asked for a trade. Kobe Bryant tried to leave. Kobe Bryant tried to go sign with the Chicago Bulls. Out of his own mouth, him and Vanessa already found the place in Chicago. He was about to go to Chicago and be a Bull. But he didn't because the Lakers brought him back in the last minute.
Right, and they put parts around him, and they let him a part of the process and build the team. LeBron didn't do that.
But
LeBron said, why
didn't he do that? Because Gilbert,
he couldn't get it done by himself. Because LeBron knows that without first-round draft picks, without #1 overall picks surrounding him, he can't get it done, period. Just period. Nope. And he never has, and he never will.
But name a player. Name a championship team
that hasn't had #1 overall picks with them. There's plenty.
No, I'm saying name a championship team that has not had great players around them.
Oh, yeah. To be a championship team, you have to have great players.
Exactly.
That's part of being a championship
team. And look
at
LeBron James in his earlier part of his career. Who did he have around him?
I mean, who's he winning? Is he really out there winning?
Anderson Varejao, that was the biggest name around him.
DeJuan Wagner,
all that's true, but my point is he didn't stay there and build those guys. He didn't bring. No one wanted to go to Cleveland to play with LeBron.
Not LeBron James.
No one wanted to go play with LeBron.
No one wanted to go play in Cleveland.
No, with LeBron. Like, if that was Jordan in Cleveland, they would have gone. If that was an elite, if that was somebody that
you're saying that about Jordan, who was in Chicago, but yeah, go ahead.
I can't help geographically where he was.
I know.
What I'm saying
Chicago's
is,
a lot different than Cleveland.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you're the generational talent and you're the best ever, and your shoulders were built for this weight, and you want to self-proclaim yourself the king, and you can't get anybody to come play with you,
I mean,
you got to hop on Dwayne Wade. That's fine.
Look at Giannis though. Giannis didn't not get anybody to come out the
yet, but he re-signed his contract. He re-upped, and he's still trying to make that process happen. And I'm not going to write the Giannis book before it's over. Yeah. LeBron, we have 17 years of facts to look back on. Giannis, okay, if he wins a championship in 3-4 years, we're going to be like, this guy stayed there.
But does that matter to you? So he's going to win his first one. You're going to say, oh, wow, this guy's a legend just because he stayed there.
I'm going to say that's a much better case for you being a great, all-time great than joining 3 other all-stars to try to win your first championship.
So let me. So here's
I don't know how you can look over that.
Here's what I'm trying to understand. So it's like it's better if the GMs bring you the all-stars as opposed to the player going and joining up with the all-stars. Because it's essentially the same thing.
Not
it's
really,
getting
because
built.
Doesn't the player have some input on who they're bringing into the team? Like, you don't think Giannis helps recruit to the team?
No, it's not always the truth, because let's look at Paul George. One of the reasons Paul George said that he left the Pacers was there was he said the top power forward in free agency wanted to come to Indiana and play with him, and the Pacers said we are not going to pay him, and they tried to surround him with lesser parts, and then that's why Paul George dipped. It's sometimes behind closed doors we don't really know
right.
what.
Well, then we could go back to early in LeBron's career and look at Carlos Boozer. Like, he had a good center, and he didn't want to play with LeBron anymore. He left him. If you're the greatest of all time, wouldn't players want to stay? And
look at what happened to Carlos Boozer.
Is Carlos Boozer your comparison in this, really?
Yeah, to what we were just talking about. Carlos Boozer was a great complimentary player. You guys can deny that all you want, but he didn't want to stay and play with LeBron. Yes or no?
That's
true. That's the point I'm trying to make.
But remember, it's video evidence out there. Carlos Boozer, Darius Miles, DeJuan Wagner, Ricky Davis, they didn't like LeBron James when he first got there. Ricky Davis is quoted as saying, I thought we got LeBron James so he could help me score more.
Well, Ricky Davis is a completely different animal.
No, I'm just saying.
Ricky Davis is J.R. Smith,
that whole team was jealous of LeBron, so if it comes down between LeBron James and...
If you're that transcendent and that good of a player, people want to win and they want to play with you.
But it's players with egos that we're talking about, and when there's a LeBron James coming and taking over, you know that you're not
really going to talk about ego and not mention LeBron's ego.
But he's earned that though. He can have that.
LeBron, we can talk about LeBron. See, the thing is, we have to do the argument justice. We could talk about LeBron's ego right now. That's on clear display. LeBron James has a horrible ego, but when we're talking about when he first came into the league, you're talking about an 18-year-old kid who is crowned the anointed the king before he even touched the court. You don't think the teammates that he's about to play with have an issue with that? Hell yeah, they do. I mean, if I was a player in the league, I would have an issue with a guy who never touched the court.
If the guy's taking you to championships, you don't have issues.
But the thing about it is, he didn't even get a chance to because he
left.
No, Carlos Boozer, those guys been left before LeBron James did.
Because they didn't want to play with him.
But
that's what I'm trying to tell you guys.
But here's
you guys are reiterating what I'm saying.
But the thing is, you're not doing the argument right. They left within the first 2 to 3 years of LeBron James getting into the league.
How many years were they supposed to wait?
2 to 3 years of a guy getting in there.
Go to LeBron by 21. So
LeBron James was supposed to take them to the promised land by 21.
You think LeBron James now? This is how LeBron was when he first entered the league? he was not like this at all.
Oh, I know. He's even more arrogant now. He's
so
leaving the court in the fourth quarter, and we're just going to say, oh, it's LeBron James. He's talented.
I mean, he's the only person that could ever leave a game.
You don't treat your teammates like that. And that's been my biggest issue with him, and I'll always have that issue with him. And last night was just a microcosm, and it put it all on display for the entire world to see what happens when things get tough for LeBron. He just walks off the court. Let's do this. Let's give a shout-out to our people at 8 Mile. Pure Detroit, they would never quit on you in the fourth quarter. They're going to be there for you the entire game, all 4 quarters, and they're the GOAT. So make sure you pick this up at any of your local Meijer store. Born in Detroit, 8 Mile is the way to go.
Hey guys, I'm D-Mac.
Hey guys, I'm Pilar.
That was a little slow.
Right.
Hi, I'm D-Mac.
I wasn't ready. I was doing this.
Hi, I'm D-Mac.
Hey, I'm Pilar.
I'm Maz.
You're lit. Hi, I'm D-Mac.
I'm Pilar.
I'm Maz. We suck.
You suck.
Catch us Monday to Friday, 3 to 5.
Every day right here on The Hook.
On Woodward Sports Network.
Let's get into Joey's news. You ready, Alex? Let's hit it.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
All right, let's go for the Detroit Pistons, who have hired former Cavs and U of M basketball coach John Baligian as the senior advisor of player development. And I'm a big fan of this one. You look at his player development at Michigan, him in the NBA, but his player development, and that's the role that he's in. I like this.
I have some concerns.
What's the concerns?
The way he left Cleveland and what happened in that locker room, that was kind of a weird situation where the players just all revolted and trolled him every time he came into the locker room, playing songs like Bone Thugs and Harmony and stuff. Hopefully that's water under the bridge, but that, to me, is the last thing I've heard about John Beilein. So I love everything that the Pistons have been doing so far. This is the first thing that I'm like, it's interesting.
I believe in second chances.
Okay.
I believe in second chances, and I don't think that John Beilein is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, Michigan basketball coach ever. And I'm just curious to see how this is going to play out because, maybe with older players back in the day, this might have went over, but now with the younger players, you just got to be smart enough to know that you cannot use the word thug when addressing a group of black men. It's just really tone deaf, but hopefully I'm pretty sure they've already filtered this situation through, and it'll be good. Hopefully it'll be good. I should say that.
I mean, you look at players like Walton, LeVert. I mean, there's so many players that when they first started with Beilein, this guy personally worked with them to make them such better players. And I mean, that's a program. Great. Yeah, what he did at Michigan is amazing. The way he left, the way he was with Cavs. I'm with Corey. You got to give the man a second chance. And obviously, if our leaders at the Pistons right now are the ones that are saying, all right, we see these talents, I'm going to trust in them because what they did last year and this season makes me believe in it.
I do believe in Troy Weaver. I do believe in Dwayne Casey. It's just, whenever you lose your job in a kind of sticky situation, I like to stay away from those sticky situations because if it bleeds over for no reason, then all of a sudden you have a problem that you could have just easily avoided.
Well, I like the fact that he's not going to be he's not on the coaching staff or anything like that. He's senior advisor, player development. So who knows how much? I'll try to figure out how much that role actually entails. They think the official announcement's supposed to come at the end of the week, but if it's just providing it, advice and pointing out things on personnel, I'm cool with that.
And if you missed earlier in the show, if it was one of the greatest basketball games I have ever watched, Damian Lillard going off, heroic night, 55 points. Unfortunately, still not enough to beat the Blazers in the not to beat the Blazers.
To get the Blazers the win.
To get the Blazers the win.
Yep.
In double overtime, we start with the first video. Damian Lillard tying it at the buzzer to send it to overtime. I won't lie, when I first was watching in the beginning, I did not think that this team was going to pull it off. They started out down by 13 in the first quarter.
Right. Well, and they were down by 9 in the first overtime, and Dame Lillard just went crazy, man, just crazy.
And that's when I switched the channel, and I was like, damn it. And then I look into the group text, and we're all going off, and I'm like, let me switch this back. And then this is when he does it again. Damian in the second overtime.
Here he comes again. Lillard steps back, fires.
How demoralizing, man. Absolutely demoralizing.
And then, where Damian tries to rely on his teammates. Beautiful pass here to Covington, and look how he just messes up this dunk.
Lillard. Bounce inside.
Oh.
Missed the dunk.
I mean, all you had, one job, Covington. One job.
Just put the ball in the hoop.
That was luck. That was just a bad break.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if he would have made that dunk, that would have broke the spirit of that building.
CJ McCollum. Now we talk on.
Yeah. Now that's the
Beautiful at the end of the fourth quarter. Hits that 3 ball, brings the lead down to only 1, and then sets it up obviously for Damian. You see what he does, but now gets the ball. CJ McCollum's foot.
Blazers have a timeout. They don't take it. But McCollum was out of bounds.
How do you do that?
My goodness.
9 seconds. You got to know the court. Down by 3. He had an open lane right there, too. Open lane to the basket. He had it.
Looks like he was passing anyway.
Oh,
Still.
it's CJ McCollum. I mean, he's a good shooting guard, but he's not a great player. He's not a number 2, and Dame is only going to go as far as CJ plays.
And then you see Austin Rivers thanking God when Dame misses a shot.
My favorite video of all of last night.
Keep your eye on Austin Rivers. Number 25 in blue. He was right in front of us.
That's when you know that you're playing one of the best right there.
Right.
When he just misses a shot and you're just so happy and blessed.
Dame time is real.
So the most threes in a playoff game is now held by Damian Lillard with 12, passing Klay Thompson, who held the record at 11. And then before that, it's Dame passing his own record of hitting 10 and then 9 in a single game. So this guy has shown in postseason the dude could ball out, and we saw it yesterday, but it's a team game.
That 12th one was a bank shot, too. I don't know if he called it, but it still counts.
I mean, it's kind of like, Adam's philosophy on Russell Westbrook and the triple-doubles. That's a great accomplishment by Dame, but what did it lead to? An L. I mean, it's a great performance, but it doesn't – and, I don't want to put the loss on Dame's shoulders. Obviously, you can't, but none of that mean nothing if they get in that catch an L.
Y'all heard of Logo Lillard, right?
Yep.
What about Logo Nurse? That's a new name in the WNBA. Kia Nurse, game winner to win it for the Phoenix Mercury from the logo on this one.
The leaner, no good. Rebound, Phoenix. They're off and running. They don't take a timeout. Nurse hits.
Buckets.
Kia Nurse hits at the buzzer, and Phoenix wins. Oh my
You don't see much excitement like that from the WNBA, so when you do get a play like that, you got to highlight it.
Yeah, big night for Phoenix. Just
Yeah.
all the way around.
Literally.
Oh, man, you got to watch some more of them games. WNBA, they be having some crazy stuff going on.
Yeah.
It's too boring. I'm going to be like that. It's just too boring for me to watch. You like it? You'll sit there and watch WNBA games like that?
Yeah.
Psh, makes one of us. Now, one thing that you will watch. Way to just throw that out there like that. But I got to give a shout
Try
out to
not
my...
to get canceled today. Sorry, bro.
Hey, how am I going to get canceled for just hating on the WNBA?
That's exactly it. Oh, that's it. It's over, Joe. You're done.
Next.
It ain't only me. Obviously, ratings would be better for this league if people
I ain't going
actually
down
watch
this rabbit
it.
hole.
People,
Nope. Great league.
people actually,
Fantastic basketball. Best I've ever seen.
if people actually watch the WNBA,
Joey,
don't you think
stop.
their ratings
I'm
would be a
trying to
little
tell
bit better?
Don't do it.
What's the next story?
Don't you think? It's about Bridge Street Exchange. So
Okay,
let me tell you,
let's talk about Bridge
welcomes
Street
all
Exchange.
men, welcomes all females at this university because Bridge Street. I just mixed up both of them. Bridge Street Exchange mixed with Northwestern Tech. Let's talk about Bridge Street Exchange real quick.
Get you a 10-month job at Bridge Street Exchange. Go ahead, Jim.
This is a spot that you want to work. The staff there is absolutely fantastic. Shout out to my boy Kevin and everybody there. Bridge Street Exchange. I mean, we're talking about how summer is finally here. Warmer weathers are around the corner for us. So you got to go update that wardrobe right now. Get 15% off your entire order just by shopping online at bridgestreetexchange.com. Or if you go there and shop downtown Fenton in person, tell them Woodward Sports sent you. Take off 15% off that entire order.
Ever since Corey's been wearing this LeBron James jersey around the network, it's been falling down a lot.
And you know, really, that's it. Dan Campbell is going to be the man for the Lions. Don't you agree, Corey? I didn't even touch you. Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us and being a part of the show. If you're new and watching, make sure you smash that subscribe button on YouTube. Give us a share or a like on Facebook or retweet on Twitter. And, of course, you know, make sure you're subscribing to us on Twitch. So I saw an article yesterday, and everything that I've been reading about the Detroit Lions and about our quarterback situation with Jared Goff has really not been great. Everybody's ranking Goff, I mean, literally below like Tua and below rookie quarterbacks and down at the bottom 32, between 28 and 32 on every list that I've seen. I feel that that's too low for Goff. If you've watched the show, you know that I'm willing to give this guy a chance. He's 26 years old. We've repeated this ad nauseum. He's taken a team to a Super Bowl. He won a playoff game last year with a bum thumb. He's a leader of men. He's great in the pocket. If you protect this guy and you give him play action pass, he's number one in the league. For all these reasons, I want to give Jared Goff an actual chance in Detroit. But everybody else seems to think that Goff is just going to be one of the worst quarterbacks in the league.
Is this a prediction going into this season, or is this more so just ranking them as to where they are currently?
Just ranking them and how they're going to do.
Okay. I mean, that's the thing, though. It's like with the quarterback, a new quarterback coming in, especially you look at the receiver core that he has here in Detroit. I mean, we're going to obviously need some improvements to give him a fair shot. We gave him a good line. We got a good running back. We got a good running game. We got good tight end. But it's just those receivers that are going to really give him that fair opportunity to at least excel at this.
So where do you guys put Goff? And if you're watching right now, put it in the chat. What number, 1 through 32, where are you ranking him in the NFL right now?
As a okay, if we're just going off as a quarterback talent, I'm going to put him somewhere in the top 15.
In the top 15, okay.
In the top 15. As a quarterback, the thing is, are the Lions a top 15 team? Absolutely not. But is Jared Goff a top 15 quarterback? Yes. Jared Goff has proven something that Matthew Stafford has not proven. Jared Goff has proven that if you put talent around him, he can get you to a Super Bowl. He can get you playoff wins. Maybe Jared Goff is not the quarterback. He's not the quarterback talent that Matthew Stafford is. Matthew Stafford is definitely a better thrower of the football. He's definitely can throw that deep ball that Jared Goff can't. But here's the thing that Jared Goff can do. Jared Goff proves that he can win. Jared Goff proves that he's tough. Jared Goff proves that he can overcome adversity. Jared Goff proves that he can play multiple postseason games and score a touchdown. I don't understand how Matthew Stafford can have a Reggie Bush, a Calvin Johnson, a Golden Tate, and can't score touchdowns in the postseason, but you want to knock Jared Goff for having talent around him and getting to the Super Bowl. Oh, well, he had good talent around him. Matthew Stafford had good talent around him and couldn't win one game in 12 years. So I think that Jared Goff, he definitely does need better wide receivers so that he can run that play action pass. He can go ahead and game manage and be able to get those passes. One of my friends, I talked to him yesterday when I left here. He's been in LA the past 7 years, and he just moved back to Detroit. He's seen Jared Goff firsthand. He's saying, he said, as much as people want to say they watch Jared Goff, I watch Jared Goff because I'm watching Rams games.
Right.
Jared Goff is not as bad as everybody's trying to make him out to be. He's going to come here and he's going to do well. So I'm going to go off of my friend who was actually, watching Jared Goff closely for the past, since he got in the league.
So where do you put that? Top 15?
Top 15. I want to look and, kind of rank them. But I know I don't have him outside of the top 15 quarterbacks.
What about you, Joey?
And my thing is I haven't seen enough firsthand like that. Like,
Fair
I
enough.
haven't been watching Jared Goff for the last couple of years. What I do know is the dude's made it to a Super Bowl. So I don't see how you could put him this low. That's the only thing that, I mean, I could care less about where you rank him because I want to see him and how he performs in a Lions uniform. That's all that matters.
Right. And we'll find out this season, which so excited for
Yes.
this season, man. We're going to be talking to Justin Rodgers coming up about, Corey, you were at OTAs. Justin was there as well. And he wrote a great article about Amon-Ra St. Brown. And I want to kind of dive deep on some of the rookies. And then we got some funny footage of Penny Sewell throwing a football, playing quarterback at OTAs. So you love that. But no, this article that I was reading has Goff sitting at number 19, which I thought was fair because of everything that I've seen. That everybody's just been shitting on this guy, like, for no reason at all. And we got some people here at this network, like, sits over there from 11 to 1, that thinks Goff is just going to be awful here when he gets to Detroit. I don't believe that. And I think sitting him right at 19, he's just below Kirk Cousins, which I don't love that, but okay, I'll accept that for now. I think by the end of the season, we're going to get well above 19. But like I said, most of these articles that I'm reading have them around 30, 28, 29. So to see them mid-pack, I was like, oh, finally, somebody's actually using their eyes.
I wonder if that's I can't get mad at 19, especially after last year. He didn't have the best season last year, so you can't get really mad at 19. I think he's going to be – I think that he's a top 15 quarterback, but saying that he's top 20 is not like it's something blasphemous. Anything – now, when you're having, rookies above this guy, that's where I think, like, okay, that's a little nonsense. These guys have not taken an NFL snap yet. But it remains to be seen what's going to happen with Jared Goff. But I feel confident about him. Like you said, I was at OTAs last week, and, because I was doing photography as well, I was able to kind of I floated around a little bit.
I used the photography card a little bit here and there.
Yeah. I mean, most of the reporters they stayed in the bleachers and they had binoculars though. But I was bouncing around for as many spots as I could from drill to drill to see things I never saw. And one thing I did see wasn't a road on Woodward Sports is I saw Mark Brunell in Jared Goff's grill, not like yelling at him, but just like, demanding, like, that he gets this drill right. And one thing I saw from Jared Goff wasn't mad. Jared Goff dialed in, locked in, and responded and just ran the drills correctly. Mark Brunell applauded him. And before the OTAs took place, Dan Campbell said that Jared Goff throws a pretty broad. Now, granted, it was voluntary OTA, so nobody's getting hit or anything like that. But Jared Goff was slinging that bitch. That's I just said that. I had
slinging that bitch. I love it.
It's no other way I can really say it. It was just like, damn, he does throw a pretty ball.
I love this comment by Nameless Stranger that was up on the board too. It says, might be a reach as an individual. He's number 9. They have him number 9 as a quarterback. I don't know yet. And honestly, I'm like in between you because you got the report from your guy that was a diehard Rams fan.
Yeah.
So, and you go to OTAs, you've seen things I haven't. Joey, I've watched probably a little bit more than you, but not enough to be like, all right, this guy's a top 10, this guy's a top 5 guy. I just, I've gone back, I've watched some film on him. He has some turnover issues. That's okay. Our last quarterback had some turnover issues. And that's just kind of part of being a quarterback in the NFL. You're going to turn the ball over.
I just don't see how we can crap on this guy when there was a guy here who had all of the gifts that Goff did not have and didn't do squat. So why not bring in a guy who maybe doesn't have the gifts, but he knows how to win?
Yeah. And that's honestly, that's an intangible thing. You can't measure that. And, honestly, going back to what we were talking about with LeBron and Jordan type thing, like you couldn't measure Jordan's desire to win. That doesn't show up on a stat sheet. And Goff, I don't know if he has that drive. I don't know him personally like that, but I do know that he has led men to the promised land. He's led them to the Super Bowl. They didn't win the Super Bowl, but he's able to galvanize a team around him. And I always have to point this out because every time I bring up that he took a team to the Super Bowl, it's like, well, the Rams had a number 2 defense. It's like, no, go back and check the stats. The year he took them to the Super Bowl, they were the number 15th defense in the league. That's middle of the pack. So he didn't need this mammoth, Ray Lewis Ravens defense. He's not Trent Dilfer. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. He didn't need that type of defense to get there. He did it by running the offense well, running it with efficiency, and just being a smart, cerebral player. And once again, that's not stuff that you could show up on a stat sheet.
And again, it's not. I'm not. He lost in the Super Bowl, but who did they lose to? They ran against the machine.
Right.
They ran against Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. It's not like they lost to some jokers that wasn't like, oh wow, I'm some team that the Rams were night and day better than. They've ran against people who for the past 2 decades ran the NFL. They ran against the final boss.
Right. It's not like they lost to the Giants off a David Tyree catch and it was just a fluke. Like they lost to the franchise.
And also too, if you look at that the NFL films of that Rams Patriots Super Bowl, I don't even think that was all Jared Goff. I think it was more Sean McVay's fault because Sean McVay was starstruck. Oh my God, that's him. Like Bill Belichick, he was starstruck the entire time. The whole coaching staff, the whole game, they were mic'd up. They were just talking about like, that's him over there. That's Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
he was psyched out.
Yeah, McVay got figured out, and that's what happens. You come in the league the first 2 years, your offense is going to look great. We've seen it with Cliff Kingsbury a little bit too, and eventually these defensive coordinators get paid a lot of money too. They're going to do some film, and once it gets put on film, you saw it with the Ravens. The Ravens were running through everybody 2 seasons ago, but come to playoff time, they ran into the Titans. They figured out how to beat them, and what did everybody do this past year? They just did what the Titans did. That's it.
I just wish Lions fans would just really, instead of just jumping off the cliff and being like, oh my God, we got Jared Goff. Look at what the situations the Lions did. They got a guy who for the next 2 years, I say keep him 2 years at least, so you can kind of luck around him. Like by the time he's 28, he's still not 30, and you already put a playoff team around him. But anyway, just to my point, he's 26 years old. Has playoff success. He's been to a Super Bowl, which means he has a conference championship. He's a guy that knows how to get there. So when you're bringing in players, when you have bringing in savvy veterans, this is a guy who can speak to knowing what it takes to get to the Super Bowl. He knows what that feels like. That is something that you can't measure that. That's something that's valuable. If it doesn't work, you can cut bait either after this season if you want to or next season, and it will be minimal loss. It's a smart move for a franchise that's rebuilding. They have a placement holder who's a winner, and if the placement holder prevails, then boom, you got your franchise quarterback for maybe the next 10 years because Jared Goff, at the end of this contract, he's going to be 28 years old.
Right. Well, we'll find out this season. I was just glad to finally read an article that didn't have them damn near dead last in the NFL. So thank you, Bleacher Report, for writing that article and putting them at number 19. The NFL season, 99 days away now. Not that I'm counting or anything. 99 days away till NFL kickoff, and I'm so excited for that. Also excited for the camping trip we're going to be going on, not this Friday, but next Friday. We will be up at Sun RV Resorts in Petoskey, right, Joey?
Yes, sir. What are we, about 10 days away now from this trip? And it's going to be Corey's first camping trip. It's going to be my second time camping, and this is going to be the most different experience because it's glamping. We're taking it to the next level because that's what you get with Sun RV is their 160 resorts across the U.S. and Canada just provide a different experience. They got lazy rivers. They got such cool amenities that you don't get when you go camping. So we're going to have a luxurious style there, and you can check them out right now and maybe book a summer trip for yourself at sunrvresorts.com.
No, forget the summer trip. Book in 2 weekends so you can party with us.
Pretty sure they're booked up for that.
Are they?
I'm pretty sure.
All right, well, go check it out. See if they're booked up. If not, reserve a spot and come hang with us.
We are here, downtown Fenton, my favorite Bridge Street Exchange.
That's right. And you want to switch up your wardrobe this summer? It's this easy. You ready, Joey?
I'm ready.
All right, you ready? I like it. You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right. Ooh, Brixton. Nice. One more time?
Yes.
Ooh, I like the hat on this one, too. You ready to do it one more time, Joey?
I'm getting tired. One last one.
All right, let's change it. Bro, where's your shirt? You need new clothes this summer. Bridge Street Exchange in Fenton. That's where you need to go. Thank you, guys. Welcome back. It is the Morning Woodward Show live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for joining us this morning and being a part of the conversation in the chat, dropping your opinions. We love your opinions. Even if you hate me, that's okay. I saw someone hashtag cancel stick. That's fine. Fish, I got my first cancel. Did you see that, Fish?
I mean,
First?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I did not.
Fish gets excited about that. After every show, he's like, you think you're going to get canceled? I'm like, no, I don't care even if they do.
Screw you and this cancel culture.
I mean,
Yeah,
Joey was about to get the whole network canceled.
Ain't no one canceling shit.
Yeah, it's got to be more than just one. But the hashtag's out there now, Fish.
Okay.
It's going to happen.
And that also have to come from the boss.
Right.
If the boss doesn't cancel, that doesn't really count.
So I got to cancel myself?
Well, I mean, people would have to put pressure on Chad Johnson to cancel Stick. That's
Yes,
how it would have
yep.
to fall. Unless you choose to Naomi Osaka and withdraw from the show, then that would happen.
No, I'm here.
You had the easiest opportunity right there to say, or pull a LeBron James and walk out.
And just leave in the
Oh,
fourth
or
quarter.
that.
How'd you
But
not
I'm never
do that?
down by 30. That's the difference, son.
Yep, down by 100.
Adam, welcome to the desk. How you doing today,
I'm good.
Adam?
How are you? I'm so happy for you. But I thought of something very cynical that I wanted to do last night, but I didn't know you were asleep. If I knew Sam was asleep, or Stick, I should say.
That's okay.
If you were asleep, I should have blown up your phone at 1:30 in the morning. Dude, oh my God. Oh my God,
dude.
text. They came back. LeBron has 47. And you would have woke up so fucking miserable. I can't believe I didn't do that.
I would have thrown my phone across the damn room if I woke up and saw you mass
God, I hate
texting
myself
about
for
it.
not doing that.
He wouldn't have even wanted to check the scores. Or
No, he
replays
would
or
have broken
anything.
his phone, and he would have
would've.
showed up to work angry. He would have turned off
Showed up to work? I would not have shown up to work. I would have stayed home in my bed crying.
Oh my
Lakers
goodness.
double overtime. 135 to 135. LeBron James hit a three. They're going to triple overtime.
Oh, that was my
Sad.
nightmare last night. Adam will tell you. We were texted during the game, and I was like, dude, my biggest fear is LeBron comes back from 30 points down, and everybody's going to, like, just, it'll be the biggest legacy story ever.
The
like,
best part,
he did
Fish?
it without AD. Oh,
I
God.
mean,
The
that
best
would've
part
been
is
damn
after he
impressive.
sent me that
Oh,
text
yeah.
message, literally not even a minute and a half, LeBron hits 2 threes, a layup, and then hits another 3, but it was an offensive foul, and then like everything kind of settled down.
Oh, he went off on that one.
Oof, dude,
You
that
don't
was
take
scary.
away a LeBron James 3.
I was honestly, I did not want to jinx that last night because that's what's gonna happen, you know. Like I don't like LeBron. It's very clear. Everybody knows that. But those are the moments where you just, if LeBron would have come back, I would have had to tip my cap and been like, damn it, everybody's right and I'm wrong. But instead, I get to sit up here and like, I'm right. Everybody.
Well, it's
I mean,
about right and
especially
wrong.
being Pistons fans, though. I mean, you see what LeBron did. I don't want to touchy subject
25
here.
in a row.
2007.
I was at that game. It
Exactly.
sucked.
So you know what he's capable of doing. Right now, nah, not anymore.
So, Adam, what do you got for your bets for today, buddy?
Oh, man, I've been loving basketball bets in the playoffs so far. I've only messed up one game, and it was actually last night, the under, unfortunately, between the Suns and the Lakers. I didn't know the Lakers were going to put up 85 points, guys. I mean, the Suns carried their weight. 85 points. I mean,
10 in the second quarter, that'll do that to
We
you.
missed the over at 207.5 by 7 points. Like, it was so frustrating, but whatever. We're going to move on. A lot of games on tonight. The Grizzlies play tonight. I'll start with the Grizzlies. I'll start with the Jazz to cover. I like 9 points. 9 points, 9.5, I should say. It's pretty friendly. Utah's going to win this series, guys. John Morant's going to basically do what Damian Lillard is doing. He's going to put on heroics, but the team around Ja isn't just good enough to be competing with the Utah Jazz. They're the number 1 seed for a reason. The Atlanta Hawks and Knicks, honestly, this is a really hard game to call. Hawks are up 3-1. You would think the Knicks are on their back. They're going to fight and try to get it to 3-2. Having said that, I'm going to stay away. I'm going to take the over at 208.5 again in today's NBA. I just can't see. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I just can't see this game not going over 208 points. It doesn't make sense to me. And then I'm going to take Philadelphia to close the series and cover the 6 points. Obviously, that is super, super pending if Joel Embiid plays tonight. But even if he plays tonight, I still expect a close game. If Embiid is out of the lineup, what I would do is take the Wizards to cover the 6 points, unless that line changes. Having said that, I don't see this series going to 6 games. I'll shift over to baseball. We'll go with the Oakland Athletics to cover 2 runs, basically. We need them to win by 2. Super straightforward. And we'll take the Yankees on the money line. Again, another friendly ticket. All very bettable individually, which is what I look for the most, and then I just parlay them together, and you can see the return obviously stacks up. So I like even money bets. They're super friendly. The risk is minimum. 3-2 last night. Very unfortunate. The Tigers decided to score 10 runs. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's just not going to happen every game. So I believe
they're not going to hit 7 home runs every
game? I believe
game?
We're 34-20 betting against the Tigers. So we're gonna keep winning betting against them, but maybe tomorrow when they play again, I'll put them in my bets and try to redeem myself. But those are my 5 bets today. Bet them individually. Use the code Woodward10 to sign up for a MyBookie account. You'll get a free $10 play. You can put the $10 on one of the individuals, or you can parlay them. Those $10, I believe in today's parlay, will win you somewhere around $230, $240. So it's not a bad bet.
No, I like that bet, man. And out of all these, the Utah Jazz to cover 9.5, that's a big ask with Memphis, but Utah looks strong, man.
They're the more complete team. Yeah, more complete team.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell proving, like Dame, he can be a 1 in the future. It's just a little early for Mitchell, but we'll see what they do this postseason.
All right. And how'd you think of Dame last night, man?
Dame is unreal. I mean, we were texting each other like, what in the hell is this? End of regulation. Ties it up with a 3. And overtime. Sends it to double overtime. Like, you just don't see that every day. So you got to marvel the performance. It's unbelievable. It was great to watch.
Yeah, I love good basketball, man.
Yeah.
And playoffs, hopefully the series just keep getting better and better and better and better. And then I'll get to the point of depression when I'm like, oh, man, there's only 4 games left in the NBA season.
But then football right around the corner.
Yeah,
though. So
99 days.
It's
99 days.
I can't wait.
Do you think this was the first time there was someone that that hit damn near buzzer beaters 2 times to send it into overtime?
You know, I was hoping. I think Fish has that first fact, so I don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
Maybe. That's definitely something, at least in my lifetime, I haven't seen. The same player. The same player hitting end of regulation and end of overtime to send it to double overtime.
And essentially the same shot.
And the same shot.
3.
Both being a 3-pointer. So for sure, that's 100% it. And the last comment I wanted to make before you guys kick me out of here.
Get out of here!
The Jared Goff conversation. He's not the 31st best quarterback in the NFL. That makes no sense. Ryan Tannehill isn't the 8th best quarterback in the NFL. I don't know who put out this list. I just know they're idiots.
Bleacher Report, yeah.
They're stupid. It's a bad article. Don't read it.
You think everyone that's not Adam Beydoun is stupid?
No. No.
Thank you, Fish.
I mean, you know, you're not wrong, but go ahead, Corey. What you got?
We got a side mic for Corey.
Sometimes I read those Bleacher Report articles and I'm like, dude, are they content creators or are they people who actually watched it?
They're full of shit.
It's just clickbait.
They're
really.
full of
It's
shit.
clickbait.
I mean,
it got me.
Guys, go look at the Bleacher Report on the top 10 shooting guards in the NBA. No, I'm sorry, point guards in the NBA. You're not gonna believe.
Russ is 1, right?
No, you're not gonna believe where they
Russ is
actually
number 1.
They
That's why he's
undervalue
pissed.
some of these players. Ben Simmons is at like 3 or 4.
What?
I swear, I wish I was kidding. So just don't read these articles, guys. Waste of time, and it just makes you angry, and then you'll be an angry person like me. It's not good.
Yes. All right. Well, good. Yeah, you don't want to be
I'm trying to
angry.
tackle my problems.
What's
yeah,
up, Fish?
Like you see these analysts when we're watching the television in the morning, you're like, this guy sucks.
Yeah, Kendrick Perkins is
like,
an
"This guy
idiot.
sucks."
Who the hell takes the Bucks in 7 against a super team?
Yeah, but that's not just him.
It
You
defies
think
all
everyone sucks.
logic
you think
and
him,
common sense.
Monica McNutt, you think Stephen A. Smith.
All
You
idiots.
think
All
everyone
idiots,
sucks.
Fish. All idiots.
You
Fish,
think Stick sucks, Joey sucks.
I didn't say Stick and Joey are idiots. I'm saying the people on TV are idiots for a
Called me an
reason.
idiot yesterday, and I cried.
Well, you're an idiot because you think Russell Westbrook is a superstar. He's just not.
Like
And he's
since
not
I
a
didn't
1.
call Stick an idiot. Every single time you yell with Stick, he's an idiot.
I'll only call Stick an idiot when he talks about Russell Westbrook, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and kind of the
Do you
Detroit
have
Lions.
any person on TV, Adam, that you actually like?
Yeah, there's plenty. Colin Cowherd. Let's see. Rich Eisen's a good one. Chris Sims isn't a bad listen, although sometimes his quarterback rankings drive me crazy. So, you know, there's people out there, Fish.
Okay,
there's 3 Fish. There's 3 non-idiots in media.
Listen, if you watch ESPN, it's just a consumption of stupidity. You know, it's basically listening to Stick talk about Russell Westbrook for 24 hours a day.
Yeah, right. They don't even talk sports on ESPN anymore.
Well,
What are you talking about? They were comparing outfits this morning when we were watching. Hey, we're all wearing yellow. Fun.
I wish you were wrong. I really wish you were
It
wrong.
happened.
Remember when they used to wake up and talk about basketball playoffs?
Oh, man. We were talking about that, like, people we grew up watching, you know, like the Craig Kilborns, the Keith Olbermans, the Dan Patricks. Like, that's when SportsCenter was amazing. Now it's just people sitting up there. Like, there's no personality. There's no, like, uniqueness to any of them. They're all cookie cutter. Just very, very strange turn of events what happened with them because they had such a good thing going.
Yeah, 2 comments on Goff. One, he's undervalued currently, but he's undervalued because of what's around him. He has no wide receivers. Obviously, he's coming in probably with the 31st or the 30th ranked wide receiving core. So that's definitely going to affect where he ranks. Having said that, we all know he's got top 20, top 15 potential. It's not even a debate there. Having said that, the Sean McVay side of it with Matthew Stafford, they've got to make back-to-back NFC Championship appearances and a Super Bowl appearance to justify giving away 2 first-round picks. Then I'll believe you when you say Jared Goff is the problem. Like, Sean McVay's job is on the line. It's 2 years or he's gone. And they're going to go into a rebuild. You got probably 2 more good years of Aaron Donald. You probably got another year and a half of that elite level defensive play that they haven't had in the last few seasons. So we'll see where it goes. Cooper Kupp's got to stay healthy. Robert Woods got to stay healthy. Cam Akers, young, up and coming, so that's a good sign for him. But we'll see.
Yeah, if you got your fantasy football draft, Cam Akers could be a steal for you this year. Thank you, Adam, for coming on with your bets. Make sure you go to mybookie.com, enter promo code Woodward10 to get that free $10 account in bets that you can put on anything. You don't have to deposit any money. It's just a free $10 for you to get into mybookie.com. Enter promo code Woodward10 right now. Or if you're feeling a little frisky, you could also do promo code Woodward too. That one works as well. And that will match your first deposit up to 50%. So if you put in $1,000, you get $500 back. That's a good deal too. But if you don't want to put any money in, Woodward 10 gets you that free $10 account from MyBookie.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. It is Wednesday, Joey, 9 a.m. That means it's time for our Coney review, and we went to a legend yesterday.
This is a place that everybody talks about too, is Dooley's place, because this is, they say, what do they call them?
The Holy Trinity.
Yeah, the Holy Trinity. You say it's American Coney Island, Lafayette Coney Island, and Dooley's, and this is a place that we've never tried.
Yeah, and you can tell in the video because I keep calling it Dully's, but it's Dooley's. It's just spelt Dully's, but it's...
No, wait, I think it is Dully's.
No, it's Dooley's.
Is it?
Yeah.
We'll see what the guy said at the end, because
the
that
guy
guy was
in the
a
video
regular.
corrected us. But yeah, it's a little hole-in-the-wall place right off Verner, right in southwest Detroit. And literally, like when Anthony Bourdain was here doing his tour of the city and stuff like that, rest in peace to Anthony Bourdain, he went there, and this was one of the places he went back and asked for another one to go. So if it was good enough for Anthony Bourdain, we had to give it a go and try it. So here's our review on Dooley's. Wednesday, so time for another Coney review on Woodward Sports. We are at Dully's in Southwest. I'm waiting on Joey. I hear someone honking. Where is Joey? I'm late.
Wiener across the street. I'm excited.
Wiener crossing.
I'm excited. It's going to be a good day. We're at Dooley's. Everyone's been talking about Dooley's. I've never had it yet, and I'm excited.
Yeah, everybody puts this up there with the Holy Trinity. You got American, you got Lafayette, you got Dully's. And Dooley's, whatever. We're here. We're here for it. Let's go try this dog, Joey.
Woodward Sports, let's go. It's the difference too. He had it right there in the steamer, and you see that. So you gotta eat these boys fresh.
Ooh, I like the minced onion. Hot dog's got a little different coloring on it too. It's like pinkish, more pinkish.
Hey, we like all color dogs too. Wiener tap. What'd you call it? The trio? Uh-huh. The Holy Trinity, you said, right?
Well, that's what they say in Detroit. The Lafayette, American, Philly.
Man.
This one doesn't get the hype because it's, a little far off the beaten path in Southwest, but everybody, man, they put this one up there with the legends.
Wow. Man, this it's not better than American, but it's right there with...
You agree?
Absolutely. You guys make sure to come check out Dooley's.
Wow.
Good chili.
You got an A for me. Teaser. Teaser alert. Good, I'll get into it. What are you doing?
It's an A-dog all day, man.
I burnt my tongue. my man. I know you don't want to touch my wiener, but it's all good.
You guys got homemade chili?
Chili, we never want spicy.
Okay. Real fresh though. All the ingredients. I can tell.
Extra napkin, always a good sign of a good dog.
I go on this one. Really high A. I have to put this at a 93 for my birth year.
All right, I was going 95.
93 for the birth year.
95, A for almost A plus status.
What's up, Frank?
Well, we know what the hype was about. That was delicious.
I got a little bit left over in my beard too, so I'm gonna lick that. Save it for later.
95, A for me.
93.
A for Joey. One of the best Conies in the city. If you're in Southwest, right on Burner, you can't miss it. Actually, you can miss it. It's about this big, but it's amazing. Make sure you come here.
I'm mad at myself for taking this long in my life to try Dooley's, but man, this is a place that I recommend you highly come check out.
Part of the big three. So that place was amazing, man. That's some of our highest scores, like La Puma's, American, and Dooley's now are our three highest scores that we've given out.
And it's just one of those, you said it while we were watching that. I want some Dooley's right now so bad.
Right. I'm down to drive back down there today, man. That was delicious. So if you got a good Coney in your area that you want us to go check out, we will drive anywhere and check them out. We've been getting some great suggestions, like La Puma's was a suggestion we got in Rochester. Waltz in Waterford, that was another amazing spot. They had really good fries there. So we just want to go around the city. So if you got a place that you want us to try next, make sure you drop it in the comments and let us know. That was a high score, man. 95 for me.
Yeah, I mean, we were both A's on that one, and rightfully so. You go there, try this place for yourself, you're gonna have no regrets whatsoever. And they just, that's a spot that just specializes in Conies.
Yeah,
and you love that.
And they have breakfast anytime too, and you love it because Joe is the owner. We met him last night or yesterday, and his son was the one making all the food. So it's a Detroit family affair. You got to love that stuff. So make sure you check out all of our Coney reviews. They're up on YouTube. And once again, if you have a place that we should go try, please let us know. Coming up next, we have Justin Rodgers in here to talk some Detroit Lions football, and we'll do that next right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
You don't fumble the ball at work. Hey, Drake Bell, Sean Baligian. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, mate.
Oh, Bell's soft. Wait till it comes to New Zealand.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. And from time to time, we are joined by special guests. And today, we have Justin Rodgers for the Detroit News in here. Welcome! Jay Rodgers!
Still rattled thinking about all these Conies. It's like 9 in the morning, and I'm ready to get some Coney action going on.
Man, someone just cranked the music inside of Lady Jane's. Mikey, can you go take care of that?
That is one heck of an intro right there.
You have intro music?
Hit my music.
Hey, you know what?
That's
my segue.
We were all going to just mention the same thing.
That
Go
was
ahead,
a segue
Corey.
because I was, last year I was supposed to cover OTAs for the first time, but obviously COVID happened, so we saw you last week at OTAs, and I'm like, they brought us out to T.I.'s bring them out, and I remember when somebody saying, "Do we get interest music?" And I want to ask you, is that normal?
That was my comment. Yeah, no. It's. I think there's a correlation to them turning the music back on to when the media comes in. Right, they're finishing up a particular segment of that practice before we get out there. But yeah, music is a regular part of the deal, and it's one of my weird little side quirks. Like I like to analyze what's going on with the music. Like, there was some heavy Red Hot Chili Peppers play that I don't know what was going on there. Like, how do you cram in 4 Red Hot Chili Pepper songs in an hour and a half? Nothing wrong with the Peppers, but it just who's picking this playlist?
No, Corey was hyped. He's like, dude, they brought us out to T.I.
I thought it was classic.
So, Justin, obviously, we were talking a little bit before you came on the show today. The next month or so is kind of your little lull for the entire year, pretty much, and then it's just back to grind. OTAs happened last week. You were there with Corey. One of the things I really wanted to talk to you about is you kind of did a deep dive into Amon-Ra. And I just wanted to talk to you about him because the more I've watched footage on this guy and the more I've done my research on him, he's a violent player, man, and he is an aggressive blocker too.
Right. I mean, there's a reason a guy drops to the 4th round, right? There's skill sets are not fully complete. There's some things that he does well and there's things that he doesn't do well. But you're right. The thing that stands out above all things is the guy's physicality. It shows up in his blocking. It shows up in his attitude after the catch, and that's a real positive asset he can use. The one thing that maybe he's lacking his game is the separation, right? And obviously hugely critical to a receiver. He runs routes well, he blocks well, he moves after the catch well, but that initial separation is probably the one skill that, given his natural quickness, his speed, maybe won't ever develop. So he's going to have to win with everything else in his tool bag.
You think his physicality will make up for that difference, though? Because, I mean, he's obviously strong enough to break the hand fighting early on in his route, right?
Yeah, sure. I don't think he's going to get jammed a whole lot. He didn't see a lot of jams. I think there was a great deal of respect for Harrell's offense at USC, and he saw a lot of off coverage. I think I see a guy that's going to play a lot in the slot. He's going to bully bigger cornerbacks. They're going to probably have to throw safeties at him, when they really want to stop him. But he's going to be a guy that moves chains. He's probably not going to do a whole lot of damage after the catch outside of maybe some guys he's just going to straight up bowl over. But you're looking at a guy that's going to be a consistent guy that moves the chain from inside.
It's nice to talk about a 4th round pick like that.
Seriously.
It really is, honestly. Like, we actually see good production out of a 4th round pick, and that's amazing.
You know why you're going to see good production out of a 4th round pick? It's because the roster's bad, right? So when you lack that much talent across the board, you have to count on rookies more. And we know what this receiver's core is, right? You've got some speed and some potential, but you got some durability issues. You've got some inconsistent track records. And so there is a spot for him to make an impact right away. And, that's cool to have a 4th rounder do that, but it's also probably not cool that you need a 4th rounder to do that.
I want to ask you, obviously now it's June 2nd. A lot of the wide receiver, not even say wide receiver moves, a lot of the contracts and trades are about to start taking place now with, that teams can take that big cap hit. Have you heard anything about the Lions possibly trying to acquire another wide receiver, or are they going to go out there looking for somebody in the free agent market?
Yeah, I don't think they're looking to spend big money, right? Obviously, the huge name out there is Julio Jones. Makes absolutely zero sense for the Lions being on that. Like, listen.
It makes a little sense.
It makes zero sense. The dude is 32. Listen, one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, probably top 10 all time, but he's 32. He's looking to win, so you don't go to a place like Detroit at this stage of the rebuild, and some people would argue ever, but at this stage of the rebuild and expect to win now. And then you're talking about a massive dollar amount. So don't spend the money that you can roll over the cap next year, and when it is time to be pushing for that playoff spot, then you got the money to spend to go get whoever the Julio Jones is that year, to find your piece that year to compete.
Yeah, listen, I'm just looking at the roster, and like you said, Amon-Ra is going to get some good run as a 4th round because our receiving core is not great right now. So when you have an opportunity to make the receiving core better, and he's like a $15 million cap hit, that's about how much space we have left in the cap right now. To me, it just all kind of fit together where it's like, all right, we can improve the wide receiver core, give Jared Goff an actual look with some pieces around him, because it's not going to be really fair to judge him this year if we give him nothing, right?
So here's the question. One, you're going to give up at least a 1st rounder to be in that conversation.
Yeah, that I didn't like.
It's probably going to be the Rams' 1st rounder, but it's going to be a 1st rounder, right? So now you're giving up an asset that's going toward that rebuild. And 2, what does Julio Jones do for you this year? Let's say he comes in and he stays healthy and he plays 15 games or whatever, gives you 1,200 yards. How many wins does that equal? So are you going to go from 4 wins to 6 wins because you have Julio Jones? Is that worth it? Why set back your future for the short-term burst?
Yeah, no, listen, I get it. And I know Julio's not going to come here. But, when I started really thinking about it, it was like, oh, man, we could make the wide receiver core pretty decent. Our offensive line, I think, of any position is going to be better than it was last year.
Yeah.
I hope so. To me, I think by the end of the season, this could be a top 5 offensive line.
Yeah, I think we should just have Corey call up Julio Jones live on the air and get his opinion, because
it's Unk.
That's the only, that's the only way that interviews get done nowadays. Is just call him up on the spot and don't tell him he's on air. Just ask the question.
Now, I was of the mindset of that they still think they need to improve that wide receiver core. What do you think about them going back and trying to bring back Golden Tate on maybe a feasible contract?
Listen, I'm never going to say no to Golden Tate. One, he's a great guy in the locker room to talk to. Anytime in my line of work you get a guy that is honest and open and thoughtful, I'll take that guy all day. 2, he's one of the most fun players that I've covered to watch. We talked about Amon-Ra, his after the catch ability and the willingness to run guys over. Tate had the most complete after the catch skill set that I've seen in this town.
Yak King.
Right?
Yak, baby.
Yeah, and it was a perfect label for that guy, right? And he did it so many different ways. He caught the ball in the flat on a quick out, and you just didn't know what he was going to do to that DB. He might run him over. He might spin move. He might outrun him to the corner. He might juke him. Like, Golden Tate was so fun to watch. It's been a few years. He's probably lost a step. But, I'd have no problem bringing it in. But I think they're probably set with what they have.
Okay.
I think they're going to want to run with these guys. They want to see what this chip on the shoulder translates for each of these players. And then you have a better sense of whether you want to bring them back next year and have them continue to be part of this rebuild. And when I say bring them back, I'm talking about Williams and Perriman, who's on the 1-year deal, obviously.
Yeah.
We're talking to Justin Rodgers from the Detroit News this morning, and obviously you've been out to several OTAs over the course of many years. Energy, and that's something, culture is something that seems to be a big topic with the new coaching staff. What difference did you notice between last year was kind of weird because of COVID, but 2 years ago to this year, I guess, is a good question.
Yeah, I would say there's more energy. I think we get in a dangerous territory where we're looking for something that's maybe not there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with Caldwell and Patricia both, it was more of all business mentality, and you see more laughing and smiling, and I do think that is a reflection of this coaching staff, right? Like, they are genuine people that like to have fun within the realm of hard work, right? And so that's what they're trying to establish right now. Think of OTAs as orientation almost, right? Like the plays aren't being run at full speed. There's no pads. You're working on the install of the playbook. So really this week is about how do we do business? How are we going to do business around here? And I think they're really trying to get this have fun mentality across. And in the end, it should build good chemistry, right? Like, if nothing else, you should get a team that wants to play for each other and is having fun doing it, even if they're not going to be particularly successful in the win column, likely in 2021.
You wrote a nice piece on Aaron Glenn, too, talking about how he's dealing with so much young in the secondary. What's your thoughts on him, seeing him around?
If the Lions are even remotely good the next 2 or 3 years, Aaron Glenn will be a head coach in this league. He has got it. Like, you just see some guys come to that podium and they have whatever that it factor is. He is a former player. So and not only that, 15 years in the league, multiple Pro Bowls, tons of interceptions, like tons of credibility of I know what it's like to be there because I've been there. And then he's got the personality, right? He's kind of a hard ass, but he also is doing it in like the loving father kind of way, right?
Okay.
And so I just think he's going to draw an immense amount of respect out of these guys right out the gate because of that credibility, because of his blunt honesty and his hard coaching style. but also I think like just his love and passion for the game and the players. He just has head coach written all over him.
That's one thing I love that that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have done. They've surrounded Dan Campbell with great assistants.
Well, I mean, remember, Mickey Loomis said that Dan Campbell was going to be the type of coach that other coaches run to go coach for, and we're seeing it right now. You're on the Zoom calls and the press conferences. Jeff Okuda looks like a kid in a candy store just talking about Aaron Glenn like I'm now understanding the game in a way that I didn't understand it last year.
Yeah, and listen, nothing against Steve Gregory. You know, that was his defensive backs coach last year. Also played in the league, also a smart guy, but just the way that Glenn projects who he is, with the authority he projects who he is, I think connects more with these guys. And Aubrey Pleasant, man, also looks like a rising star in the coaching ranks. You know, it's a long way away before you could talk about a position coach, a young position coach being a head coach, but you see the path to success for that guy as well. Right. Obviously, offensive coordinator has had head coaching experience, one of the most respected voices in the league in terms of a guy that connects with his players. And Deuce Staley, you know, he was brought in here and he took the job here because Campbell wants to get him to that next level. People have been waiting for Deuce Staley to become a head coach. And you look at how Campbell is treating him. He's putting him in front of the media like a coordinator as opposed to an assistant head coach. He's giving him different responsibilities behind the scenes to get him ready, the same way that Sean Payton did for Dan Campbell. Campbell is now paying it forward and doing it for Deuce Staley because he's trying to get him to that next level.
I love to see the synergy, man. Like, this is the first time we can look forward years down the road and be like, man, they've put together a good staff here, and there's some momentum moving forward. And the guy's name that I think is a lot to do with this that we never mentioned, which I love too that we never mentioned it, Chris Spielman.
Yeah, it's weird. So, like, listen, obviously everybody's really excited, really positive right now. It's the hope springs eternal.
It's weird.
It's that time of year. The hope springs eternal, right?
Right.
They haven't played a game, and I think that's the reel back that we always need. Let's check back after the 2021 season, and let's say they go 5-12 or 4-13. Let's see if it's still this sunshine and rainbows. Now they're obviously going to have a ton of draft assets at that point. That's where you're going to see the rebuild kind of ramp up a little bit. The RPMs on that dial are going to go up a little higher, but everybody is operating with the synergy that you mentioned, right? Everybody is working together well because they haven't taken any lumps yet. So let's see how it goes once the lumps start. That's both in front of the camera, what you see, but also behind the scenes with all these different chefs in the kitchen. I think that's the interesting thing because you've got ownership having a hand in this. You have Spielman, you have Holmes, you have Campbell, who's probably on the more powerful side of the head coach GM dynamic around the league. So it's working great now. Obviously, it's
the honeymoon period, though.
Right. Exactly. It's exactly what it is. Let's see what it's like when the glasses come off. Maybe it's going to continue to work great because the personalities mesh so well. But I just don't want to get in the habit of assuming something is going to continue without actually seeing how the product operates now that with the way they're working now.
Right.
Now, look, I have my prediction of this team. I said I think that 6-11 was their ceiling.
Yeah.
These guys said 8-9.
Yep. If all things go well, 8-9 is probably our peak. That's what I think.
Like, I'm never gonna rain on optimists, right? Like,
you're welcome here anytime, Justin, because that's all I get is raining on my optimism.
You're so stupid.
Like, stupid. I get called an idiot. I get called stupid.
Every day.
I get told I don't watch the games.
Like, I have enough negative people in my lifetime. Like, if you want to be optimistic and see that half full glass is teeming over, then
what cracks me up is 8-9 is still a losing record. It's not like I'm like, yeah, these guys are going 12-5. They're going to have a losing record.
But you also recognize that that's an ambitious take, right?
Yeah, 100%. I understand that is if everything goes correctly, that is our peak.
Yeah. And I continue to compare this team to the Miami Dolphins team from 2 years ago, right? And so that was the tank for Tua year. And so that offseason, that team dumped veteran after veteran after veteran. They were trading their best pieces away. They were releasing them. And it just looked like that team was tanking. And I wouldn't say the Lions have gone that aggressively in the tanking direction, but the expectations are equally low.
Right.
Look at most mock drafts, right, that are ahead. Like they have the Lions picking 1 through 3, right? The expectations are low.
Yeah,
That Dolphins
us in
team
Houston.
that Dolphins team was supposed to maybe lose every game, and they end up winning 5, and they end up being really competitive in a lot more. And then what do they do the next year? They win 10, and they just miss out on the playoffs. And you see what they're building. I think that is what you want to look for from this Lions team. You want to see a team that, maybe they don't win 8 games, but maybe they win 5 or 6, but they win a couple that you go, oh wow, didn't expect them to beat that team, and then they're competitive in others and maybe losing tight games in the fourth quarter, and something to build on, right? That goes back to the chemistry that we were talking about at the beginning of the show. If you get that confidence instilled with a roster full of subpar talent or across the board, and then you got an influx coming in with both salary cap cash and draft picks, you could be building something special. But you gotta set the expectations probably modest in 2021.
I just when I compare this year's team to last year's team, and I break down position by position, our offensive line probably going to be better. Our running back situation on par, if not better. Our wide receiver situation definitely a step back. That's not something, but you expect Hockenson to take another step forward this year. So all in all, on offense, we're on par, if not better. Defense can't get much worse than what we were last year. You have Jeff Okudah saying, man, I wish I had all these tools in my bag going into my rookie season that I'm gaining now. We're switching to a 3-4. They're changing up some positions. So, as much as this team isn't the team that we want them to be, I look at them on paper and the way we're approaching this season, and I feel that they're better than last year, even though they're not trying to be better than last year.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and I want to see how all the new pieces, including the most important piece on the field, the quarterback, adapt to a new scheme, because that's never easy. And the off season's changed, right? It's not as long. There's not as many practices. There's one less preseason game. There's less time to get up and running with something new. And I think that also is kind of a setback. So that first 4 games is going to be probably rough, as you're getting through the growing pains. But if you're seeing it come together by the end of the season, and that last 4 games, I keep talking in quarters. I'm not used to 17 yet, but the last
right.
4 or 5 games, you see it coming together, and you see, again, one of those surprising wins in some competitive games. You're probably going to feel a lot better going into that 2022 campaign.
Nice. Well, I'm feeling good. The city's feeling good right now, and I know that, you're feeling good because now is your time to relax, kind of reset, reevaluate this next season, because we're 99 days away from NFL football kicking off again, man.
Just let me have my vacation. Stop with the damn countdowns.
Was this one of your most fun off seasons though, thus far? I feel like there's been so many moves.
It was exhausting. So I tell people this all the time. A season is a marathon, right? You build up this. I have this break coming up. I hit the ground running in training camp. I'll probably work 40 or 50 days straight, and then into the season, these 60, 70-hour weeks. You get to the end of the season, you collapse across the finish line. No, this year you got the once in the blue moon,
right.
GM and coach search, right? Sometimes you get one. They're tough, but you get both, and then, it's so much newness that nothing is slowed down, right? In terms of fun, listen, Dan Campbell has been fun to cover. It just is what it is.
Right.
You've all seen it. I mean, it started with the kneecap thing, but it has continued. He's, he's interesting. He's just interesting to cover, and that's good in my profession. But I am looking forward to my little 5-week break more than ever. Yeah.
Well, we'll leave you alone for 5 weeks, but just know, as soon as those 5 weeks are up, we're going to be calling you and wanting you back on the show.
Yeah, you got 16 days to keep calling me. Then
okay.
Good luck.
Joey, remember that, all right? Well,
noted.
Thank you, Justin Rodgers from the Detroit News. You got one more question?
No, I'm just going to say, hopefully his 0 dark 30 is better than LeBron's.
Oh, jeez.
Keep bringing it full circle.
Well, thank you, Justin Rodgers from the Detroit News, for coming through this morning and talking Lions with us. That Amon-Ra article you wrote was really, I called Joey. I was like, man, I want to bring Justin on to talk about this kid because I'm excited about the rookie class. Even Jameer Jefferson coming in. I thought he could have gone higher when I was doing my research for fantasy football, because that's how I learn all the skill players. Position is this deep dynasty league that I'm in. I thought he could have been drafted higher. He was a steal. I love Amon-Ra. He was a steal, and I just love this draft. draft and where things are going. So wanted to touch base with you, and now that you and Corey are together at OTAs, it's just great to have this inside information. So thank you very much, man.
No, I appreciate you having me. Make sure to go back and check out the Jamar Jefferson deep dive I did.
I will.
About 2 weeks before the St. Brown one.
I'm telling you, you put that kid in a zone run scheme, he's going to be some problems in the NFL.
One cut and go.
Yep, that's it. God, I love this guy. Love this guy. Thank you, Justin, for coming on. We got to give a shout out to our people at Hall Financial. Right now, if you're paying over 3% on your interest rate, we got to take care of that. Save you some money so you can put that money back in your home or take a vacation because you deserve it. So make sure you go to davidhallmortgage.com. Let them know that Woodward Sports sent you. They'll give you a free 5-minute evaluation. davidhallmortgage.com today. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
Familiar name here in Detroit, well, in the whole state of Michigan, Ann Arbor, especially the former coach, John Baligian, is now hired in as the Detroit Pistons senior advisor of player development. Thoughts, guys?
I just hope that, the Lions, not the Lions, still thinking about Lions, talk about, I just hope that the Pistons players don't play Tupac Thug Life, when he comes to the podium.
That's all I think of is he should just get Thug Life tatted on his chest, and then we'll call it a day.
Dude, we got to get T-shirts made with him on the head.
Thug Life with fucking Beeline on it. Done. Let's have those done today.
Oh, my God. That would be so hilarious.
Honestly, that's my only concern is that if there's any carryover culture-wise from that or, like, through the league that, the people that were playing for the Cavs during that time are like, listen, Beeline was like this in the locker room. I just don't want to see – the Pistons have good momentum going right now. I don't want to see anything stop it for a stupid reason like that, but – he's not a coach. We don't know exactly what his role is going to entail. And he does have a proven track record. At West Virginia, he did well. Michigan, he did well. So I don't mind him, but it's just the way he went out. It's like, eh.
In Troy Weaver, we trust, but it's just like, damn him.
Right.
It's like it's not like he doesn't know what it's not like we know he doesn't know what he's doing. John Beilein knows basketball, but this is like, it ain't like if he would have just gotten fired just because he didn't do well there, okay. But how you win out of this? Oof.
And Joey, not to break up your news, but we have breaking news. Mikey TikTok just texted me. Woj is reporting Boston Celtics president of basketball operations, Danny Ainge, is seriously considering his future with the franchise and could make a decision to step down, sources tell. Woj. So,
Woj.
Yeah, good old Woj.
And a guy that knows basketball, Damian Lillard. He knows how to play the game real well. Unfortunately, his team couldn't close through for him. They ended up losing yesterday in double overtime to the Nuggets. But just a quick recap of this. This first shot that sent the game from regulation into overtime of him tying it up.
Buckets.
If that ain't enough for you, let's do it again because I think he was down at least 9 in overtime. Still not enough to shut him up. Damian Lillard does it again.
Here he comes again. Lillard steps back, fires.
Amazing.
You know what, Stick? You love players that stay and want to get the job done with the franchise they came in with. That's fine. That means C.J. McCollum has got to go. Because Dame cannot. He's not. They're gonna have to break that backcourt up. They're not going to win with that backcourt.
You could replace a C.J. McCollum. You could not replace a Dame Lillard.
No.
And that's the thing. Okay, cool. You get rid of Dame. Maybe you're gonna get some draft picks, but draft picks aren't Dame Lillard either, man.
I would just, but me, if I were Portland, I would just be like, you know what? I don't know what kind of return we could get for C.J. I would just blow the whole franchise up.
Yeah.
I mean, we tried to make it work. It hasn't worked. Just blow the whole damn thing up and start from scratch.
Oh, man.
C.J. McCollum, a name that had an opportunity to save this, but foot stepped out of bounds.
That was so smooth.
Hey, that's the new meme right there.
The surrender cobra. I love the surrender cobra.
And you know what? It couldn't have happened to a greater player because CJ talks so much trash about everything, and he does not perform in the playoffs. That play right there was the cherry on the sundae of that 3 for 18 performance.
And that ain't a one-man team, but it kind of is here in Portland. 55 points for Damian Lillard, 10 assists, 70% field goal shooting, and 12 of 17 on three-pointers. Hell of a performance.
And they got popped.
Yeah. All of that, and you still get popped. And then we go to the WNBA. Kia Nurse here with this game winner to win it for Phoenix, having one hell of a night, by the way, beating LeBron James. And then this right here, the Phoenix Mercury from the logo on this shot.
No good. Rebound Phoenix. They're off and running. They don't take a timeout. Nurse hits. Kia Nurse.
Buckets. I love to
with
see that. Great shot right there.
Love it.
And I got to give a quick little shout out. It's only 10.5 months, guys, for you to start this new career over at northwesterntech.edu is their website. So go check them out because heating and cooling is an industry that will be here forever. You see him smiling right there above me. That's a guy loving his job and so happy he chose the career that he did. So if you're thinking about something new, just check it out for yourself right now. 10.5 month hands-on HVAC program. Visit northwesterntech.edu. Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports at my favorite downtown Fenton, Bridge Street Exchange. Let's go check out their beautiful store. You know we love Michigan summers. Got to turn up on the lake. Pre-made mixed drinks. They even got their own beautiful Bridge Street Exchange t-shirts. I got mine on. Jewelry, they got you here. I got mine on. Titanium Buzz. If you're not quite ready to ask that big question yet with the jewelry, look nice for your girl. They got polos. And last but not least, the most comfortable shoes on the planet. Hey Dude. They're literally called Hey Dude. Shop here at Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. Support a locally owned business.
Actually on a plane. Easy.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. And one of the big things that we wanted to do with this network is make sure that we support everything in Detroit, because we're a Detroit-based network. That's why we went to Dooley's to do our Coney review today. And another big thing that we love to support in this city is Detroit Dog Rescue. These people go into places that I would have nightmares about going in. I see pictures that Christina posts all the time, and I don't know how you do it. You have a tremendous heart and a tremendous desire to help this city. Welcome, Detroit Dog Rescue, to the show today.
True heroes. You're the best. So today we brought a special dog, and a dog that we've talked about a couple times. Pam. Pam is back, if you remember.
She's back?
Yeah,
Pam
she's
is back.
literally. So Pam got adopted twice, and she got returned. And this is something we want to talk about. People don't realize that puppy mill dogs, you know, when we hear about puppy mills, we all want to rally and all want to do our part. That sometimes they need a little time to adjust. So each time Pam has been adopted, given a couple days, and she hasn't warmed up, and she might be a little fearful, and she's been returned. So Pam needs a special person that's going to understand that she needs, you know, a couple months to become and learn what a dog is. Ashley's fostering her now.
Oh, good job, Ashley.
Yeah, and she's doing great. I mean, she walked right down Woodward. She visited with the girls at Lady Jane's.
So what's the issue? Like, she's scared and like stay in a corner and cower for a little bit?
She doesn't even. So when we first got Pam, she was the worst of the puppy mill dogs. We couldn't touch her.
Can I hold Pam?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, because I remember when we held her, what was it, last
cool.
week, 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and she
we
seems
held
like
her.
she
She was
gained some
awesome.
weight.
Yeah,
She's
right?
filled out?
She's been doing her own Coney review.
Oh.
No, and we couldn't touch her at first. And now she's doing great. It's not even cowering in the corner. She had to learn how to walk on a leash. She had to learn to walk down the street with cars. But she's doing all of that now. She just needed someone to give her a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So when we hear about puppy mill dogs, I think that's what we don't realize is they have never been in a house. They have never been on a leash. They have never had the luxuries that a normal dog has. So we just want to find her the right home. And I said, Those Woodward sports people. They're good people. We can find it.
Yeah, no, we definitely can. And I don't know, the eyes on this dog are
That's what it
absolutely
is.
piercing.
Zoom in.
There's blue, beautiful eyes, and like she just looks through your soul.
Yeah. You know, she would look great in a Louis V bag or even a JanSport backpack. I mean, she wants to ride along. She's
She
such
smells
a good
better
girl.
too than last time you were here.
See?
You were stinky last time. Now you're good.
Ashley works miracles, man.
Yeah.
Ashley, you know,
Good dog.
she's got it down. So that's why, you know, we wanted to bring her back. We kind of wanted to talk about that aspect of dog rescue. Aww.
So yeah, if you guys are new and you're just watching for the first time, Detroit Dog Rescue comes on every Wednesday, and they bring in puppies. And you have big dogs, you have small dogs, you have pit bulls, you have whatever
Absolutely.
Pam is.
What is it, a Shih Tzu? Little Shih Tzu
She's
mix
like a
or
Shih
something?
Tzu, Lopsu, Opso dog.
Lopsu, Opsu, there you go.
Yeah. No, we take anything that we find in Detroit, and then we really partner with Bissell on
Yep.
large cases like
Kathy
Puppy
Bissell's
Mills.
awesome.
You know, Michigan-made company, and
Once
so
again.
she's great. But you know, we'll take anything. So people always think that we're just a pit bull rescue, and we're not. We'll, you know, as you guys have seen, labs and German shepherds, we get them all kinds and all sizes. So DetroitDogRescue.com. If you
Yep.
want to volunteer, we're taking volunteers again. If you want to donate, or if you want to check out the dogs that we have for adoption. So.
And we got 100% success rate, so we
100.
cannot ruin it.
Yes. Yeah.
There's no dog getting returned on our watch.
Absolutely. No, you guys are, I mean, the Woodward sports people, like I said, you come through.
So yeah, if you're watching right now, and even if you don't need a dog but you want to support this awesome cause, go to DetroitDogRescue.com. And the fact that we always point out that $5 will feed this dog for an entire week. That's $5 for an entire week. And on top of that, if you don't feel comfortable donating money, they have all types of stuff that they need, from paper towels to bleach to collars to leashes to cages to pretty much
Anything.
everything you need to facilitate a young pup like our
Pam.
friend Pam here having a good existence. They get it there, and it's awesome. This is a no-kill dog shelter, which is also very important. They find every one of these dogs a home, whether it be with you or somebody that adopts them.
They're finding a home.
But they are in great places, and I can't speak highly enough about the foster that took care of the dog I got from you guys. Like he is just my favorite thing in the world. He went on his first pontoon ride this weekend.
I saw that over the weekend. He was in the captain's chair and everything.
Yep, we let him drive.
Yeah.
Woody-
These Detroit dogs don't play around. He had his 8 Mile vodka. I was
Yeah.
like, he was living the life this weekend.
Yeah, Woody's the man, and it's all due to, you know, your fosters like training him, because as you can tell, I'm here in the studio about 12 hours a day,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I'm able to leave Woody at home without messes in the house, without problems in the house.
Woody.
And he's fantastic. He really is. So if you're looking to get a dog, or you know somebody that needs a dog, and
Absolutely.
It's just a beautiful thing to get one. Joey, maybe you should be getting a
Right.
dog.
Man, I need one.
As soon
I
as
really
you move
do.
out of your mom's basement, man, we're getting you a dog.
I might have to do it.
So make sure you go to DetroitDogRescue.com right now and donate to them. It's $5, like I said. And then, like, my sister set something up on her credit card to where every time
Yes.
she swipes it, it pays you guys like a penny or
Yep.
something, and it adds up.
Sure does. We have all kinds
Oh,
of
that's
things you
sweet.
can do.
Yeah.
And, you know, just go to the website. You can do a reoccurring donation. That helps us budget how many dogs we can rescue next month. So all kinds of ways that you can do it. You can donate through Amazon Smile. You can sign up for Kroger Rewards. So all of those things really make a difference.
Yeah. So Detroit Dog Rescue, Detroit's no-kill shelter, and they do so much good in this city and help out so many dogs. And if you're not weak of heart, make sure you follow Christina, because some of the pictures you post just break my heart. But I know the opposite end of it.
Yes.
When they come out of it is
Yep.
going to be so much better. So I'm glad you highlight those things, but I've also love to see dogs gaining weight, smelling better, looking better, just
Yep.
ready to rock. too.
Thanks to Woodward Sports, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole journey, you know. Like when you go in and you rescue the dogs. I mean, I like that. It's obviously tough to see it, but I love that you guys actually showcase the entire journey and you see a transition. And then
Absolutely.
me seeing Woody every day in the studio, it's like you get to see the lives that you guys give these dogs, and it's amazing.
And what I tell you, my sister's right now, I will fly back and bring her back. That's mom's dog for sure.
Let's do it.
Done.
I'm so down.
Pam is looking for a home. If you know somebody that needs a dog, or you want a dog, a great companion, Pam obviously is very chill.
Super chill.
Just relax, having a good time. So thank you guys from
Thank
Detroit
you,
Dog
guys.
Rescue for coming on. Coming up next, the world-famous Fish is here with his facts, and kind of a sad day and memories today for Detroit Tigers fans. We'll tell you what we're talking about coming up next on the Woodward Sports Network.
Is it time? Yeah, it is. Fish!
Go fish.
Fish facts.
It's fish!
It's that time of the morning where we do Fish's Facts. Fish, what do you got for us today, buddy?
Well, as always, today is Wednesday. I almost forgot what day it was. Today's Wednesday, and we have facts as always. We start with video, but before we get into the video, we're going to do things a little backwards today. We're going to start with the facts and then go into the video, because one of the facts is a video. So I should have done 2 videos, but anyways. We go to Portland Trailblazers basketball, where Robert Covington had as many missed dunks, too, as Damian Lillard had missed shots in overtime and second overtime tonight, or last night.
That last one got me, Fish. I was like, come on, man. You going to miss 2?
He did miss 2.
Stats are wild, it says.
Yeah, well, I just found it like, that's wild. There was another one, but I chose this one instead. Dennis Schroeder. You know, LeBron James had a night to forget. Well, so too did Dennis Schroeder. He had 0 points, 1 assist, 0 for 9 shooting, 0 for 4 from 3, and he turned down $84 million. He's the first Laker to go scoreless in a playoff game while attempting 9+ shots since the franchise moved to LA.
Man, it was all good just a week ago.
And the tag LeBron James.
Yes.
We go to some sad news, everybody. Which, Joey and Stick, this is a collaboration between you two lovely people. 11 years ago today was Armando Galarraga's almost perfect game that he pitched for the Detroit Tigers. It was the Indians, right? They played the Indians?
Honestly, I don't remember. I remember Jim Joyce was the umpire that screwed up everything. Yeah.
So this is where we get into a video of the disaster that happened on that night.
Oh, what a horrible memory. It was the Indians.
Right side, Cabrera will cut it off. Galarraga covers. He's
Got him. Oh.
He is safe.
You could watch that back a million times.
Oh.
I can't believe that was this early in the season.
God, remember Brendan Bosch? Man.
2 outs, top of the 9th.
Look at
Game
everybody's
over.
doing the surrender cobra.
Literally.
Leland's coming out. And what's crazy is if this happened today, they could just review it, challenge it. And that wasn't around back then, and it cost Armando Galarraga a perfect game and going down in history. But is that more talked about, the missed perfect game, than if he would have gotten the perfect game? That's a question, but damn, that hurt, man. Jim Joyce, to his credit, was a man, showed up the next stage of the ballpark, apologized, said he got the call wrong, but hindsight doesn't really change history.
And I put the fact up there, go Tigers, for Adam, because Adam chose the Brewers to win yesterday, and they lost. We go to today, which is June 2nd. Almost forgot what day it was. We go to a long time ago, 1869, where the Cleveland's Forest City played their first game against the Cincinnati Red Stockings.
The Red Stockings?
Yep.
Nice.
That was in 1869.
Is that a ladies' team?
I guess a men's team.
Sounds like it, doesn't it? The Red Stockings.
And then we go a few years later to 1883, where the first night baseball game under the lights happened in Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana.
That's awesome.
So I guess they had lights in 1883.
Can you imagine going to the first game under the lights?
What a feeling that's got to be.
That'd be so crazy.
That would be pretty cool.
Now you go to a game without lights, you're like, what the heck is this weird?
Right.
We go to 1933. Franklin D. Roosevelt authorizes the first swimming pool built inside the White House.
Ooh, good for FDR, man. There's a swimming pool in the White House? I didn't know that. Did you?
No, I know they have a bowling alley.
They got bowling in there?
Oh, yeah.
It's a bowling alley.
I mean, I'm sure, come on, they probably got everything in
What
there.
don't they
Thing's
have in the
huge.
White House? 1935, future Baseball Hall of Fame slugger Babe Ruth retired today.
Oh, okay.
Age of 40 years old.
And we've heard his name a lot this year because of Ohtani. Honestly, Babe Ruth has been brought up more in 2021.
So if you want to know more information about Babe Ruth, watch The Hook, because I'm assuming Maz has that in his Today in Sports. And if he doesn't, he will now.
He will now. Nice.
We go to 1987. Ken Griffey Jr. was drafted by the Seattle Mariners.
Best draft pick ever. I love Ken Griffey. And if you were watching the Sneaker Box, the shoe podcast that we do on the weekends, the new Griffies that came out, woo, this thing looked nice.
We have a birthday today. 1980. It's the soccer player, Abby Wambach. She was a U.S. national team winner. I think she won 2 trophies. I think she's retired now. She is happy birthday to her. She's born in Rochester, New York, and she has the world record for international goals.
Nice.
So happy birthday to her. Oh, those are the facts. I sometimes you guys talk about. Anyways, those are the facts. Tomorrow's Thursday. I can't believe it.
Yeah, short week, buddy.
It's great. We're gonna go into Thursday smiling and being happy.
Well, let's get into Joey's dumbass of the day so we can all smile and be happy laughing at this dumbass.
The Detroit Pistons select Darko Milicic.
World's dumbest criminal.
Well, so much for me calling him savvy because he had no idea where he's on the field.
And he crosses too many timeouts. It's a technical foul.
Dumbass!
Not that it would have made a difference in this game whatsoever, but referees missing another travel, and this one, I watched back a couple times, and I'm like, how the heck did they miss this one? Kyle Kuzma.
Everybody, this is a must-see game. Series tied at 2. Takes it himself, aggressive with his...
Dude took like 6 steps on there. Watched it back in slow motion. I'm like,
it's a Euro step. It's a Euro
see,
step.
but he didn't even do the Euro step.
I know. I'm just joking. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dude, I've given up caring about traveling in the NBA. Like, it's never gonna happen. It's over. It's street ball now, man.
Traveling doesn't exist.
Right.
LeBron James is the only one that could get by with it.
Because if you
As he
really
always
want to
does.
get technical about the NBA rules, you're not even allowed to like palm the ball. You're just supposed to dribble it on the top of the ball. That's in the rule book. So
What do you mean by palming it?
anytime you take this and cross it over, that's supposed to be a carry. But
Yeah, hand got to be over the ball.
but that's who dribbles like this?
On
Like,
the- on-
nobody.
it could be on the side a little bit, but you just can't lift it up.
No, it's supposed to be directly on top.
You can go on the side, you just
according to
can't
the
lift
rules.
it up.
No, according to the rules, man. Rules is rules, but yeah, I've given up. The NBA, there is no traveling anymore. So the refs, dumbasses, but I understand. They're never going to call that again.
No, they won't.
Thank you guys. Fish, what you got, buddy?
Was it Patrick Mahomes that wanted a chip in the ball?
Yes.
Can they do that for NBA to detect when the ball is dribbling?
You probably could. I don't see how that would affect the game, though.
Well, that would help because the referee or the ref would ever watch and will and then tell him when it's to travel.
Yeah, but everybody
Traveling.
has different dribbling cadences. Like, me dribbling up here is a lot different than you dribbling down there. So I don't
It
know.
would just detect when the ball hits the ground.
Right.
What if it's a pass? Like, there's so much to it.
Yeah, I think that's tougher than just trying to see if the ball goes over a line and using a sensor. I think that's tougher to execute, Fish. I like the idea. I like where you're going with it, though, buddy.
I just want to
Don't think on that one.
You got to have technology, but you got to have it where it moves the game like nothing ever happened.
Right. So thank you guys for waking up with the Morning Woodward Show this morning and every morning right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you guys for all the comments, all the likes, all the shares, all the stars that you sent this morning. We appreciate it. Baligian and Bell is up next from 11 to 1. And then, of course, The Hook is on from 3 to 5. Make sure you're tuning in all day. Download our app for free. Available right now in Apple and Google Play stores. Have a great Wednesday. Wow, it's already
You almost
Wednesday.
said Tuesday.
I did.